I done said it was Logan Paul, Jake Paul, shit, Chris Paul, RuPaul, whatever Paul y'all want to say it is, but man, I'm starting to think it's y'all. I'm starting to think it's Grayson Waller, man. Not in the sense that I think he's going to be the final reveal where he's the mastermind behind the entire plot. But I do think I'm coming around to the idea that Grayson Waller is actually the one stunt doubling for Seth Rollins. Now, let me get this right off my chest, right off bat. That shit makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Let me get this straight. What you're telling me is that Seth Rollins got the shit beat out of him by the Vision, but he has to wear a mask to exact his revenge. It just doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. Why would he need to hide his face? We all know that he won his get back. We all know that. So why is he hiding his face? And the conventional thought is that he's not medically cleared or he's not healthy enough to actually do these attacks. So a guy like Grayson Waller is in there and he's doing the attacks on his behalf. Now, is there a scenario where it's actually Grayson Waller and then Seth is going to come back, he's going to form his own group, and Grayson Waller is going to be a part of the group? Let me tell you, man, if that's the case, then this is going to be one of the best and quickest come-ups in wrestling history. The guy was the New Day's bag boy, their lackey, their groupie. And now all of a sudden, he just injects himself into a main event storyline between Seth Rollins and the Vision. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense to me. So that's why I stuck with the whole Logan Paul theme of things. Logan Paul has way more incentive to be the masked man. Now bear with me. I understand that he got curbed up on Monday. And trust me, at this point, I'm done trying to figure this shit out. I'm done trying to figure it out because I'm in wait and see mode. Because at this point, I just look like I'm on here talking out my ass and don't actually got a clue about what the hell's going on. That's what it looks like here. But Logan Paul has the incentive. He got the shit beat out of him by the Vision. He joined them. It was his idea for Braun to win the Royal Rumble. Then Braun gets stumped. But then where it starts to veer off the path a little bit is Austin Theory gets stumped. Then Logan himself gets stumped. So then I'm like, okay, maybe they're going with the Jake Paul route. But then people pointed out to me, well, Jake Paul was in another country watching this girl in the Olympics. So could Logan Paul still be involved? Yes. This could be a whole plot with Seth, Grayson Waller, Logan Paul, whoever. That could all be something that's coming to fruition. But based on what I've seen and based on the events as they unfolded, and just look at this picture right here. Look at it. That shit-eating grin. Everybody knows it. It's Grayson Waller. At the very least, it was Grayson Waller who curb stomped Logan Paul on Monday because that shit-eating grin can't be replicated anywhere. So I don't know where they're going with it. I sure hope to God that at the end of the road is something that makes sense. If Grayson Waller pulls off the mask and says, it was me all along, that'll be dumb. If it's Seth saying, it was me all along, that'll be dumb. Why are you hiding your face just in order to get your revenge? We all know you want your revenge. So yeah, man, that doesn't make a ton of sense, but I'm done trying to guess. I'm done making videos saying it's Logan Paul. So I'm just like the rest of y'all at this point. I'm trying to see. I'm hoping that WWE doesn't do what they always do and have some shitty payoff at the end where we're all underwhelmed, which in my personal opinion, that'll be exactly what Seth Rollins turning out to be the masked man would be. I think that would be a horrible, very anticlimactic turn of events. So there you have it. Another thing that just magically appeared starting on Monday Night Raw is this mystery box that's not supposed to be opened until February 28th, which, if you don't know, is the date of the Elimination Chamber. What could it be? Could inside that box actually be the payoff to the masked man storyline. I think it's very, I don't know about the idea of having two big mysteries going on at the same time. We're trying to figure out who the masked man is. Now we're trying to figure out who the hell is in the box. I don't know. I have no clue who is in this box. Deliver do not open until February 28th. Now, if we applied non-wrestling, real life logic to it, I would look and I'll be like, I'm the general manager. I'm opening the fucking box anyway because it's backstage of my show. For all I know, it could be an explosive. I mean, that's just the common real life logic to it. But this is professional wrestling, and we know logic just flies out of the fucking window when we're talking about professional wrestling. So here we are, big ass box, just sitting backstage. Everybody's gathering around, trying to figure out exactly what's in this box. So, do you want me to tell you exactly what I think could be in that box? Y2J, Chris Jericho. Now, once again, using the logic of common sense, do we think there's a grown ass man just sitting waiting in the box? Box is getting shifted from Raw to SmackDown, from SmackDown to Raw, from Raw to SmackDown, and this guy's just sitting, waiting, chilling in his box, waiting for the big opening and the big reveal all the way at the Elimination Chamber. The big question here's the big question. How exactly is this going to happen? Are we going to have the lights go out and this box is just sitting in the ring with the spotlight shining down? Boom, some type of cheesy explosion. The box drop. Dun, 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 dun. But I could be wrong, man. Honestly, I thought Jericho was going to appear at the Royal Rumble, and I was wrong about that. So I ain't trying to get too many negative points here and guessing shit incorrectly too much, but I don't know, man. If I had to take a guess, Chris Jericho's in the box. If I were to go by the standard of WWE letting me down when I think there's a big surprise to be had, I would think that maybe he's not in the box. Maybe it's something extremely dumb in the box. But even if it is Chris Jericho, just to start this build up to this mystery box a couple weeks ago, just to reveal it at Elimination Chamber, that's not usually how we do Chris Jericho returns. Usually it's weeks of cryptic messages that lead to the return of Jericho. So I don't know, man. This could just be a red herring. This could be just something that WWE all of a sudden did, or maybe it was some contractual thing that they wanted to start a while ago, but wasn't able to start it until last week. But we're going to see. And if he does pop out of this box, what is he going to do? Is this going to be some situation where he somehow ends up as a participant in the Elimination Chamber? I mean, I can't remember what it is. I can't remember if it's the Elimination Chamber or the Money in the Bank that he said he invented. I don't know. But if it was the Elimination Chamber, it will make a ton of sense that he's in a box and he somehow weasels his way into the match. But once again, I go back to it. Would not be surprised if Chris Jericho is not in the box at all. Would not be surprised if it's something stupid and anticlimactic, because historically, whenever I think WWE is going to come up with some massive surprise, it always ends up letting me down. You guys know I'm right. That's what they always seem to do. At this point, Sami Zayn is losing his shit. He's losing his shit. He's slapping around water bottles. He's pissed off. He's a victim of his own fucking mistakes. He's a victim of his own mistakes. He's the one who decided to just haluva kick Drew McIntyre instead of taking advantage and winning the match. And what did Cody do? Cody hit him with the crossroads. So now Sammy's backstage in his fourth straight week of skulking, walking around looking sad, and now he's mad, telling Cody that he should be ashamed of himself. And Cody was right to check him. Cody was right to check him. You should be ashamed of yourself that you can't get the job done. So what does Sami do? After Sami talks shit to Cody, saying that how he should be ashamed of himself, and typical Sami Zayn, aka Mick Foley Jr. style, Sami Zayn runs back up to Cody and he says, "Hey man, yeah, I'm sorry for how I treated you, and yeah, man, that wasn't right, man, and blah 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 blah. We know that you're turning heel, and then what happens at the perfect time? Can you smell it? Can you smell it? I smell lemon pepper steppers. Trick Williams, Trick Willie walks up and he reminds Sami once again, you can't get the job done. You can't get the job done. So what are we going to do? This is definitely going to be a heel turn. It's going to be a double turn, just like I predicted in last week's show. It's going to be a double turn. Trick Williams' fame and how fast he's becoming famous is changing the tides. It's making a shift in the entire company. In the entire company, Trick is now getting to the point where he's basically a face by accident. Everybody's chanting "whoop that Trick." Randy Orton in a match that had nothing to do with Trick Williams to a degree said "whoop that Trick," and then he hit him with the DDT off of the apron. Trick Williams is white hot right now. And it seems like we're going to have a case of a double turn where Sami somehow cost Trick Williams, and that's going to have the fans turning on Sami and supporting Trick Williams even more. Did you hear those fans booing Sami Zayn when he ran back up to Cody and started apologizing to him? The fans are tired of the sappy bullshit. They're tired of sappy Sami. That's his new name. Sappy Sami. Just being a sap. Like being naive, cuck behavior, just sitting there, haluva kicking enemies of other people and thinking that what was Cody supposed to do last week? What was he supposed to do? You haluva kick Drew McIntyre. Cody's supposed to say, all right, man, come on, Sami. Thanks for that. Come on, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. What did you want him to do? Your back was right there. He wants to go to WrestleMania. He wants to go to the Elimination Chamber. So he hits you with a crossroads. 1, 2, 3, you're done. But you're a sap. So instead of just saying, you got one, you're backstage, you're skulking, you're walking around with your plain white t-shirt. I don't know, they must be preparing your heel merch. You're walking around your plain white t-shirt like you're John Moxley, and you're mad because you made a mistake. And then Trick been rightful. Everything Trick has said about you, I don't know if your breath smells like 10 pounds of bounce that ass or not, but everything else Trick has said about you has been right. You can't get the job done and you always want another chance. So what can you say? But I'm interested to see where this Sami Zayn heel turn ultimately ends up. Drew. At it again in everybody's fucking business. Drew McIntyre is beefing. He's having wars on multiple fronts. He was beefing with Cody. Then he was beefing with Jacob. Now all of a sudden, unprompted, he's attacking Randy Orton. He literally has no reason to do that. Cost Randy Orton a match in the main event against Aleister Black, which for Aleister Black, that's good. Aleister Black needed that dub. But Drew McIntyre, I said this about Solo last week. I said Solo is involved in so much shit that he's almost the backbone of SmackDown. I can say the same thing about Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is damn near the backbone of SmackDown. Damn near. Because you see, Drew McIntyre is beefing with everybody. He's talking his shit from the luxury suite. He's talking his shit from backstage. He's talking his shit in the ring. Now, ultimately, it's going to cost him. Why anybody would choose to piss off Randy Orton and pick a fight with Randy Orton is beyond me. I have no clue why anybody would fucking do that. But now you got multiple targets on your back. So I guess I'm really here to say that I don't necessarily know what Drew McIntyre's end game is. Like, was he trying to just make like that match had no ramifications that were involved in Elimination Chamber outside of less he just wanted to hurt Randy Orton. That's the only thing I could think of. But now he done pissed off multiple people. And my question is this: is this going to cause him to somehow lose that title going into WrestleMania? Because again, now Drew is starting to change my mind a little bit. I know I said last week that it will be a big letdown if he went into WrestleMania as the champion, but I'm starting to come around to that. I'm starting to even wonder if we might see a triple threat or fatal four-way at WrestleMania because he's beefing with 3 people. Now, how they're going to make that make sense, I don't know. Unless somehow, some way, Drew McIntyre interrupts the Elimination Chamber match and fucks with Cody, Randy, Jacob. Is Jacob even in the Elimination Chamber? I don't think he is. No, he's not. I don't think Jacob's in the match. But they need to figure some shit out because there's too much beef going around right now involving Drew McIntyre for them to just sweep it under the rug going into WrestleMania. It's going to have to come to a head. It's going to have to come to a conclusion. And I wondered if they're going to do a triple threat fatal four-way. And if they're going to do that, how are they going to set that up? Because if they do that, then it's almost going to make it irrelevant that the winner of the Elimination Chamber gets to fight Drew McIntyre. So I want to see how they're going to do it. But it's interesting. I just hope that it doesn't end up being stupid. All right, this week, WWE, our star of the week is Trick Williams, Lemon Pepper Steppers himself. Trick Williams beat the shit out of both his homeboy, Carmelo Hayes, and Damian Priest, earning his way to the Elimination Chamber. And he hit Damian Priest with 2 trick shots. Not 1, but 2. Pinned him 1, 2, 3 right in the middle of the ring. The boy just can't stop losing. He is on a rocket ship trajectory to the top, and he beat Damian Priest. I think this is probably the second week, not in a row, but this is the second week recently that he's beaten Damian Priest. So the boy ain't no punk. The boy is backing up all the shit he's talking, and he's going to the Elimination Chamber. Tricky 2 times.